It is one of the most emotive issues in the U.S. today, gun control. The country's powerful gun lobby is holding its first annual convention since December's massacre at an elementary school in Connecticut. Around 70,000 members are expected to attend the three-day gathering, which will also celebrate the recent defeat of gun control proposals in Congress.
Stand and fight is the motto of this year's National Rifle Association convention, and the approximately 70,000 NRA members gathering at the convention center in Houston, Texas, were in a pugnacious mood. Sam Keyes drove 9 hours from Alabama to attend the convention. Why?
Show that the politicians, the gun owners of America are united and going to keep their guns.
NRA member Colin McClurg thinks the Obama administration wants to seize guns from citizens.
They've been trying to do it for years, and you know, tragedies that have happened recently, they're just using it as an excuse to further that agenda.
Inside the vast exhibition hall, hundreds of vendors displayed every conceivable type of rifle, handgun, ammunition, and accessory. While on stage, a parade of conservative speakers attacked President Barack Obama and crowed over the defeat of gun legislation he supported in the wake of the Newtown Elementary School shooting rampage.
I want to welcome you to the biggest celebration ever of our American values.
Texas Governor Rick Perry, whose effort to win the Republican nomination for president last year crashed and burned in a spectacular manner, implied that Obama was taking political advantage of the Newtown atrocity.
The anti-gun lobby trot out in the wake of every tragedy would do nothing to target the causes of these incidences. Fire!
Texas has some of the loosest gun laws in the U.S., and there were 699 murders by guns in the state in 2011.
Relatives of the 20 children and 6 adults killed at their elementary school in Newtown, Connecticut, went to Washington to personally lobby senators for their support. Former Republican vice presidential candidate Sarah Palin says these mass shootings are being used by gun control advocates.
We have these tragedies like Aurora, and immediately the question raised in Washington is, well, what can we do to limit the freedom of the people? But it's the wrong question. The question better asked is, what can we do to nurture and support a people capable of living in freedom?
You know, I hate to sound like I'm paranoid or something, but the deal is that you can, any thinking person, you can look at it. You look at Britain, you look at Australia, every place they put gun control in effect, crime goes up. So these guys that we got, they can say that they're doing it for the public safety. It's just not right. They're doing it for another reason. And, you know, I think it's for control.
Criminals don't follow laws. Gun control only affects law-abiding citizens.
And the main word in that is control. If you've got a person with a gun, it's almost like they've got the upper hand on you, so you take away the guns for those people, and then you've taken their control away.
I mean, the most recent polling that I've seen was that 74% of NRA members do support the universal background checks. It seems like it's their leadership that's kind of way more right than that and is really giving a lot of pushback against it. It's an issue of public safety and keeping kids safe and keeping mothers safe, and to maybe try to remove some of the politics out of it and just to talk to people like they're people instead of a Democrat or a Republican. It's a moral issue.
I'm an NRA member. I also believe in sensible gun laws.
This new TV ad airing in Houston is part of a renewed push by gun control advocates ahead of the 2014 midterm elections. The movement is paid for in part by New York Mayor Michael Bloomberg. And outside the convention hall today, small protests on behalf of the victims of gun violence.
I think about Jesse almost constantly.
Neil Heston, who lost his 6-year-old son in Newtown, is in Houston this weekend.
I wish just for a moment they could be in my place to see
would, I'd go overrule.
I pray for them.
Larry Alder says he sympathizes, but the longtime NRA member doesn't think gun control is the answer.
You cannot legislate something to handle somebody that is mentally deranged.
Many here say this convention is about much more than legislation. It's about a way of life they feel is under attack.